Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be when her actions don't match her words. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, this girl I'm dating, she says she loves me, and I gave her opportunities to talk freely about what is happening with her and if she is happy or not. And she says that she loves me. That tells me that you're asking questions like, where do I stand with you? Where is this going? In other words, you're acting like a fucking woman. You need to cut that bullshit out. Guys who are successful with women, they focus on three things: hanging out, having fun when they're hanging out, and hooking up when they're hanging out. And that's it. They don't give a fuck about dating, relationships, commitments, or any of that stuff. Why? Because they know it's simply a matter of time, because they know how to treat women. It usually takes a couple of months before they're going to be head over heels in love and wanting them to be exclusive with them. But in your particular case, you're needy, you're insecure, and you're too worried about status or labels or where you stand with a girl. And so I've read one sentence in, two sentences in your email, and I already can tell what's going on here just by what you're bringing up. And so that tells me that you're worried about how she feels about you. And that tells me that you don't know the information in my book well enough to be able to read her body language and be able to tell. He says, I tried to help her to figure out what she wants from me. Oh yeah, how'd you do that? Did you try to use logic and reason and plant the seed in her mind? It's like, it doesn't work, dude. It's like women got to have space and time away from you to feel their emotions, to wonder about you, to wonder where they stand with you. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And from what I've read so far, this girl pretty much always knows where she stands with you. You're probably boring, predictable, and she knows exactly what's going to happen when you two get together. She knows you want a relationship, and she probably isn't ready for one yet. And you're pushing it along, and she's probably backing up. You got to love the other person in such a way that they feel free. And the way you're interacting with this girl is causing her to feel like she's going to lose her freedom. And so when a woman feels that, it destroys sexual anticipation and attraction, and it causes her to feel like you're going to become a stalker or a psycho ex-boyfriend or the other 97% of the guys that she encounters every day that just simply don't get it. He says, she says that she loves me. I love her as well, and I'm doing my best efforts with faith and patience. But my pride and self-esteem are in the mud. He says, I've been romantic, I've done my alpha male game, I've given her space, and I've been tolerant at will. Alpha male game, it's not like something you do or a technique that you exhibit. It's who you are all of the time. When I talk about alpha male behavior, I'm talking about dominant male behavior, acting like a dominant male acts, acting like the captain of the football team acts. The captain of the football team doesn't chase girls. Why? Because he's popular with everybody. So it's like he doesn't have to go out of his way to meet people. They're always coming up to him and wanting to talk to him. He's always getting introduced to people. He doesn't have to work that hard. But you are doing all of the effort. And so instead of acting like an alpha male, you're acting like a beta male acts. And therefore you're doing all of this chasing kind of energy. And that's why you're not getting the results that you want. He says, however, she cries, she's been indifferent, she wants to go out with her girlfriend, she is happy when she's with her friends, and she's not performing well indoor for months. In other words, you ain't getting laid either. He says once a week, or okay, so he's getting laid once a week here, is too few for me. He says, I don't have good luck for more than a year, and I'm trying to keep out of other pussies, which has been a huge monastic experience. I don't know what you're trying to tell me there, dude. He says, I don't know how to deal with this because I love her, but I've been damaging myself, fucking out of my mind in a bad way. She says that she loves me, but she doesn't act as someone who loves me. He says, I'm loving for two and bring this relationship until the limit. Can't she change and come back to that amazing girl I knew in the past? Only if you stop acting like an insecure, needy jackass who is just all up in her butt, lighting fires, trying to figure out where you stand with this girl, because it's obvious, you can tell that she's not as into you as you are into her, and so you're trying to force things by always being in her face, always calling her, always texting her, always pursuing her, and so you want to change things. You got to stop acting like the fucking woman in the relationship. Go get busy with your life and your purpose and stop being so consumed with this particular girl. Just date her once a week. Call her once a week to ask her out on a date. And when she calls you and texts you in between those times, if she actually does that, then arrange a date to get together with her. And then get off the phone. Stop talking on the phone constantly. Stop texting her constantly. Because just her reaching out to you, she does it when she wonders about you. And that's all she needs is just some time to wonder about it. When she wonders about you, wonders what you're doing, or she hasn't heard from you, then she reaches out. But if you're just all over this girl like white on rice or flies on shit like you obviously are, that's why she's treating you the way she's treating you. Is because you're smothering this girl. So you need to back off, dude. I would encourage you to read my book. And if you've already read it, you need to go back and read it, because obviously what I taught in there didn't sink in the first time. That's why I say you got to read it 10 to 15 times to really grasp what's in there, because you're only going to retain about 10% of what you read. Just like this video. You may have watched this video for 7-8 minutes. You're only going to retain about 10% of what you hear. And you think, how is it? That's just the way human beings are. We retain about 10% of what we read, hear, listen to, and learn the first time you watch it. That's why repetition's the mother of skill. You want to do it over and over and over again. Like when it comes to my book, because there's such a large amount of baseline knowledge that you need, you got to learn that stuff, and all these videos can help you in implementing it. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website right now, and on the Wibbia toolbar, which will be at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button, and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.